Hi everyone, it's Miss Aideen. Today we're going to play with space again. So I'm going to be drawing trees in each box. The first box has 4 trees in different sizes going back with a little bit of mountains and a road. The second box has 2 lines of trees that are meeting in the center. The third box is going to have trees that are lined up sort of like on a sidewalk next to each other. And the last box is going to have 2 trees, one we only see a part of and the other one right behind it. So as I color them in, you can look and you can see a little bit how each box has a different feel for space. Think about which trees look closer to you and why. Do they all seem like they're at the same space, or do some seem closer and some seem further? So I'm giving this a blue sky. I'm coloring it in. These are on a little bit of an angle. They look off to the side, with the road going off at an angle. Now I know these are little practice sketches and drawings, but there's no reason not to make each and every one as nice as you can with some detail. So I'm using a bunch of different greens in my trees. And gray for the sidewalk. And some more green for the front. That side's a little sunnier. And then I'm adding some of that other green in the background to the mountains. So even though, like I said, this is a little practice sketch, it's nice to put some energy and effort into it. Here I'm using the Crayola markers, and when they're wet, you can sort of blend the green and the yellow together. Now in this one, the trees are really big up front and smaller in the back. And it looks like the ones in the back that are really small are really far away. And the ones up close that are bigger are closer. So it gives you a one-point perspective that you could be driving down this road. And as you get closer and closer, they get bigger. And what's further away is really small. Coloring this is a sunny day, and I'm filling the road in with that same gray. A little bit more details to my trees, make them look a little bit more real, fill them out a little bit. There's too much yellow showing through from the sky. And this is just lines and textures. For this next box, the trees are pretty much the same size. They're all in a row next to each other, and they're all pretty close up. So if you don't change the size and they're close up, they all look like they're in one row. So they're in the front, and everything behind them, if there is anything behind them, is behind them. So it gives you a sense that these are in the foreground. Changing the size of things in a picture helps play with the sense of depth. I like to add a lot of different greens when I draw trees. It makes them look a little bit more realistic. Here I'm doing a gray sidewalk. You could almost imagine that this is the same picture as the one where the road goes in and the trees in the back are smaller. It's just that you're looking at it from a different angle. Now for this last one, I'm making a really sunny background, and I'm going to go over the tree trunk bark with a brown. And these 2 trees are really close to us. One is even closer than the other, and that's why they are so big. One is so big that you can't see the top of the tree, and the other one's just right behind it. So changing the placement and really changing the size of things can make your images look different and give a different sense of space. I hope you really like these videos. If you do, keep watching, click like and subscribe, and see you really soon.